Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very festive episode of the Speaking Nerd Podcast, the place to talk about all things Christmas, 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 and Christmas. So we have our
Maybe
second,
Hanukkah.
maybe next year, but yeah, this is our second video for Christmas Day, and I've brought along my two pals here to talk about our favorite, or technically the only three superhero movies that are related to Christmas. So we have AJ, aka Batman Ultra, as
Yes.
always, and then we also have Swfte here.
AKA Swfte.
If there's no other,
aka Swifty. My
no,
alias is Swifty, and my name is Swifty. Everything's Swifty.
it's written on your birth certificate.
That's true.
His last name is Gaming.
It's like it was destined for YouTube. So
Swifty Irving Gaming.
yeah,
Swifty Irving.
Swifty Joseph. So, friends, we are here talking about
Swifty Tiberius Gaming.
You know what? That's even better. Tiberius. Let's go with that. That's speaking nerd.
I got that from Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got something even better. Let's talk Christmas movies.
Yeah. Yes, let's do that.
My name has become like the laughing stock of this freaking podcast.
Yes. Okay.
As it should be.
Yeah. So,
As it should be.
getting on to our topic, we're going to talk about the three Christmas movies that are related to superheroes, I guess. We're just going to talk about each of them for a little bit. We'll say how we feel, favorite moments, whatever.
I swear, if Iron Man 3 is not on this list, I will kill you.
Well, you're lucky because it is on here. But first, we're going to talk about Shazam. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Shazam. Okay. I'm ready. I'm excited to talk about this one.
So,
Ready?
Shazam. Overall thoughts. What do you guys think about it?
AJ, you can start.
I personally love Shazam with my entire heart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, it's honestly it's one of the best DC movies of all time, I think. Definitely I know someone's gonna get mad at me, but I think it's definitely the best DCEU movie ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Zack Snyder's Justice League. Who knows how good that's gonna be? I'm excited for it. But
yeah.
Shazam is it's overall a really good movie. Really fun movie. Really great family movie. And man, is Zachary Levi really good.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think, Swifty, of Shazam?
Well, I have a really a pretty hot take on this film.
Oh no.
So when I saw it in the theaters, I was I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. Like, it was fun. I was there with a few other people and it was nice. And I was like, yeah, this was really fun. But I watched it by myself and I don't think it's like the kind of movie I could just sit back and like watch by myself, like just to watch it. Like, I have to watch something that I can like immerse myself in and feel like it connects or it strikes a chord in me. And Shazam doesn't do that. I just feel like it's a fun action, superhero movie, and that's fine. So I don't dislike the movie. I just don't think it's like one of the best superhero movies ever made. But like, I don't think it deserved a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
But that's maybe 90 something. I don't know. But that's just me. What do you think, Marvel?
For me, I really like the movie. Personally, I enjoy, like, when it comes to, I'd say it's one of the better DC films in recent memory. And that's like right up along with.
Definitely.
I actually agree with that. That it is one of the best DC movies now.
Yeah. Yeah, like when it comes to like all-time DC movies, I'd say no. But
it's definitely not better than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, no.
Well, no, but like
that's kind of hard to beat.
I think I made it come off a little bit harsh on the film. I don't mean it as it's bad. I do agree that it's definitely one of the best DCEU films. I think I don't know. I think Wonder Woman's a little bit better, but
I
I
mean,
would say Shazam's like number 2, I guess.
the reason I think Shazam's the best DCU is because, well, the ending of Wonder Woman always gets me. Like, it's really bad. It's just not. It's really not good because the way they were leading in the movie, the ending does not mesh with the story.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think always
Like besides
BVS
that,
will be my favorite, but that's me. But yeah, so yeah.
But yeah, I'd say one of the best DC movies in recent memory. You know, has an amazing cast. The villain, you know, I like the villain. You know, it kind of falls into that pitfall where it's just like we can't have the main nemesis for, you know, the first movie, so we're just gonna throw like some other villain in there from,
well,
you know, Shazam's Rogues Gallery.
Savannah is. I mean, he is the main nemesis.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I mean, this is coming not to pull rank in any way, but I'm a big Shazam fan, like the comics.
Mhm.
And Savannah's his first bad guy. Black Adam is obviously more popular, but Savannah's always been my favorite personally.
I guess that's what I kind of attribute it as, because when I think Shazam or Captain Marvel, I always think of Black Adam, you know, because it's just basically the mirror opposite. But
He was Savannah was in Batman Brave the Bold a lot, which is what got me interested in Captain Marvel,
mhm.
the original Captain Marvel.
But yeah, I'd still say like the villain. He does a good job. Like he is one of the better ones in.
I thought it was an interesting like parallel of the backstories.
Mhm. Yeah, it has that going for it where
He's
it's kind of,
sympathetic.
yeah, it's kind of like what happened to Billy, but under like way different circumstances. And I mean, he's still good. Like I like Mark Strong in almost anything, and he's still like he does a really good job.
He's I mean, I've liked him in everything. Like he was really good in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, Kick Ass, he was really good into, and say what you will about Green Lantern, but I'd still say like he was one of the better parts of that movie.
Yeah, I mean the actors in Green Lantern aren't all that bad. It's mostly just the writing.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I love Zachary Levi. Like he's an amazing Shazam. Like he really fits that character perfectly. Also really good like supporting cast too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Family because it feels like they feel like real people,
mhm.
unlike most like family comedies or whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about it, because it doesn't feel like phoned in like most other movies. It's just kind of like this feels like a real thing, a real
Like
family with actual people. So
yeah, like the family prayer thing. That's a very real thing.
yeah, nothing feels phoned in for the sake of phoning it in.
Yeah, I think David S. Sandberg is a really good director.
Mm-hmm. Um, but yeah, just in general thoughts, like nothing really much else to say. Like it's still a really entertaining film, and I've watched it a couple times, and I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
So, I guess getting into specifics, like, do you guys have a certain favorite moment from the movie, like something that really sticks out to you? Anything of the sort?
I mean, for me, like, I got a couple. Like, I really enjoyed the first scene with Savannah as a kid. The whole thing with his father and his brother,
Mm-hmm.
and then him being rejected by the wizard and all that. I also really enjoyed the scene with the Queen song.
Yeah.
That I just really love that scene, that montage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also when Shazam and Savannah actually like relate near the end,
Mm-hmm.
and he tries to talk him down. It's really interesting.
What about what about you, Swifty?
I'd say I really enjoy the part where Shazam and what's his best friend's name? The kid.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I love it when it kind of like they're both trying to discover what his actual superpowers are.
Oh yeah,
And
I love
that part. They're like testing things out and doing all these experiments. I like that part a lot because it embraces how kids actually would act if they were given these superpowers. I really like the part where he first turns into Shazam and he goes back to the house and he's trying to be all quiet and everything. That part was nice. The ending battle was great. I love that part. That was a highlight of the DCEU for me, was that ending battle. It was great. So yeah, those are some of my best moments of that film.
I think when it comes to me, like, I mean, yeah, there are some really like those moments also, like you guys said, like the training montage and the final battle, like they're just really great. But I think the moment that really stands out to me that works so well is when Billy, and I guess we'll just go spoilers, fuck it. But it's the moment where Billy finds his mom, and it's like,
that was a great part.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking.
That was like it. I think I'd say like when it comes to the DCEU in full, like that is one of the only like emotional moments that actually lands and makes it.
I agree.
Well. It was just a very real. It just felt like a very real and hard scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the strongest aspects of this movie is like how genuine and real it is. Like, I mean, it is in a comic book world, and but they're like with this movie compared to the other like DCU films, like there's so much more like emotional, moments and a lot of gravity to it, which makes it hit really hard and when it actually happens. But
I will say one more thing about what I love about the movie is it takes place in Philadelphia. We all know why. I love that because I live there. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
there was also the scene on the stairs where they do the Rocky montage.
Yeah, the Rocky part. Yeah,
that I really dug that because everybody loves Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rocky's a great movie. The next thing I want to talk about before we move on is there anything that stuck out to you as kind of like disappointing or at least something that kind of like when you think about it, it's like, oh, that wasn't that great in hindsight? Is there any part that sticks out to you for that?
I kind of wish we could have like I kind of wish at the end of the movie Savannah could have been like beaten down and then he turned into the sniveling hunched over scientist from the comics.
What about you, Sophie? Is there any moment
I actually that was basically what I was going to say. Is I wish Savannah ended up more like he was in the comics.
Yeah.
Because
like really like kind of a goofy but like ugly looking.
What ended up happening to Savannah again in the movie?
He was in a prison and then Mr. Mind was talking to him.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was was really awesome and surprising for me.
I mean, I'm assuming, I'm sure that they'll do it in a future installment. So I'm not too bent out of shape about it, but it would have been cool. That's all.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I can't really remember. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it in full, but I can't remember much about the movie that really like disappointed me.
Yeah, I mean, it was an overall really satisfying movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like action packed, really fun, which is something like at that point when it came out, like something the DCE really needed was just like just a full on fun, genuine movie, and we did get it, and they're making a sequel, which I am really happy about.
Yeah, I think it was really one of the saving graces of the DCEU because they weren't doing so hot around the time it came out.
Yeah, because when you think about it, then like it was just most of what was happening. A lot of the movies were getting cut down and just turned into hack jobs just to
It was all of like there was the drama too about like how Affleck was leaving, and there was
Cavill
like everybody
was
thought that
too.
Cavill was talked about to leave, and it was like everyone was kind of like, man, the DCU is only around for a few years and it's already done. Like that didn't go very far.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Shazam definitely did save it. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. And now we're in a resurgence of DC films, and
I'm happy.
You know what's surprising to me? I'm at a point where I'm more excited for DC movies now than Marvel.
Well, I don't know if I would say that. I would say that Marvel hasn't really talked about much yet because they have so many movies that they actually have to do. So I think it'll be pretty equal when all the stuff comes out. I think Marvel and DC will be on par finally with not being at war with each other, rather being like complementing each other with good movies.
Yeah, I wasn't saying anything bad about it. I was just saying, like, with the Batman, Flash, another Wonder Woman movie, another Shazam movie, those just seem more interesting than.
Well, I would say I'm more excited for DC, but I'm sure that I'll be head over heels when the next Marvel stuff is announced. I mean, Spider-Man 3 is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like I can't imagine how great that's going to be. It's probably going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I have my concerns. I'm excited for both. Like, I mean, Marvel, we have a groundwork, but we don't really know anything about the projects that they're doing.
No.
And DC, like,
DC's reaching out to the fans more than Marvel is.
I mean, I'd say like Marvel does a good job at that too, of really like catering to their audience.
But like DC fandom. Yeah. Was really interesting.
That was.
It was great, but like at the same time, like I think Marvel didn't like plan on like not being there for the fans. I don't think that was their intention.
Yeah, I know.
It was just no, I know. I'm not saying that's what you thought. I'm just saying some people think that like, oh well, like hardcore DC fans, I'll say. And I'm a pretty hardcore DC fan, but I'm not like a only DC fan. But
I love everything.
Some of them are like, well, DC fandom like outweighed everything Marvel's ever done, and like all this.
That's
no, man,
not true anyway.
So bogus.
Because I mean, have they seen how sucky DC's been?
Look, I'm not like a supporter of every MCU movie, but I will say like, who was the ones pushing out films that were like breaking the blockbuster hits? Like that was Marvel. I don't think it was DC. Like. So they're definitely there for the fans. I mean, just because I don't like every movie doesn't mean I'm going to come down on them just because I don't like all their movies.
I mean, they've made a lot more money than DC since Man of Steel, you know.
I mean, the thing about DC is that like we had at that point, there were like so many like years of just disappointing movies that, by the time after, Shazam and, DC fandom was happening, it's like they really needed to step up their game. And I mean, they really did with DC fandom.
And no, you finish. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, it it's gotten to the point where like I'm excited for DC films again after the years
Like-
of just disappointment and
Like the
Yeah.
Batman.
yeah.
Zack
Flash.
Snyder Justice
The
League
Flash,
looks cool too.
I'm so looking forward to the Flash.
We got Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck.
That shit's gonna be crazy. I'm actually more excited for the actual Flash story than I am
Yeah,
the two Batmans, to be honest with you, because we've never
I'm-
seen Flash on the big screen before.
I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like because Flash in Justice League was no
Justice
good.
League.
Justice
Oh,
League.
Joss Whedon. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay. At first, I didn't know what you meant. I was like, Justice League. It's a weird accent. But yeah,
I mean, I'm really excited in general.
too.
Like
Well-
all the concepts that they talked about at DC Fandom sounds really good.
Mhm.
Well, so Marvel, do you want to move on to the next film?
I guess we should. So next on our list, we're going to shift gears to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and talk about a movie that a lot of people don't really remember that it's a Christmas movie, but if you've seen it, you know it is, and that is Iron Man 3. So,
I think I have a few things to say about this movie.
well, why don't you go first and you tell us what you have to say about it?
Well, why don't you go first?
Iron Man 3 is one of my favorite superhero movies, no matter what you say. And I have said it many times, trust me.
Mhm.
And I'm probably going to be canceled or something. But I mean, obviously is a Christmas movie because like the beginning starts with Christmas. Like the first scene in, what was it, 1999 in some place at the party with Tony and setting up all the bad guys and everything. The Christmas party, and then after that, there's the whole scene with Tony dancing to a Christmas song and assembling the Iron Man suit. It's just, I love the movie so much, and I've watched it way too many times.
I have to correct you on something. It's actually not a Christmas party. It's a New Year's party. Just saying.
Darn you.
Yeah, that's right.
Same difference. New Year's, Christmas, same thing. It's all interconnected.
I mean, same months, that counts for something. So.
Yeah.
But did you have anything else to say about it, or?
It's just, I just think it's a really, really good movie. Really great movie to watch for Christmas because it's about, it's about Tony deciding to, to actually be there for the person that means the most to him in life,
Mhm.
which is what Christmas is about. It's about love,
Yeah. Alrighty then. What do you think, Swfte, about Iron Man 3?
Well, in the past, I never disliked Iron Man 3, but I was never a fan.
Mhm.
But more recently, I've come to like the movie a lot more because I think when you hit a certain age, I mean, some people don't. There's a lot of people who stay kids in a bad way. Not
Or
like
childs.
that's the thing. Is like we're kids in a good way. Like, but like some people like never mature at all in certain senses. But I think for movies, sometimes you have to mature because I matured a lot in the sense of I appreciated that very aspect of Iron Man 3 that I overlooked when I was younger. When I was, how old was I? Like 11 maybe when it came out. Oh God, no, I was like 9. But I overlooked that. Now that I'm a little bit older and I can understand those concepts, I like the movie a lot more because movies have a lot to do with emotions rather than what you're actually looking at. I feel like now. And back in the day when we were all kids, we were always like all the glamour, like, oh, look at that costume, or But yeah, I love the movie now. It's one of my favorite MCU movies, and everybody hates on that movie for no reason.
I don't know
It's like-
why.
I mean, I get that it's like not as action-packed necessarily as the other ones. It's more about emotional stuff. But I like that movie. I like going down into somebody else's emotions. But yeah, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It actually makes you like Tony Stark.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat too, where the movie, like for me, has gotten better as time goes on, and because I saw it in theaters, and when I was 13 when it came out.
What
Like
was the year that it came out?
2013, I want to say.
So I was like 10, probably.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like when I was a kid, I was in the same boat where everybody was just like, that Mandarin twist was bullshit. Tony's not in the suit enough. like it's just, I didn't know what I was talking about. And then I remember I watched it like, as the years go on, and the more that I kept watching it, the more I was like, man, this is actually some pretty great stuff. So I I think the characters are, some of the best, out of their appearances in the MCU. I mean, villains, yeah, like villains haven't really been the Marvel's strong suit, so I think that's still like even though I like the quote unquote Mandarin.
Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
That's his name, right?
I think the actor's name is Guy Pearce.
Yeah. It's Aldrich Killian.
Yeah. But
I mean, I thought it was really funny that the Mandarin wasn't the Mandarin. Like,
I thought it was hilarious when I saw it.
I love the Mandarin as much as the next guy, but I thought it was hilarious that he was just some drunk dude.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it and I was like, what the fuck? He's an English person?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it now, like the Mandarin in its original form wouldn't have really worked for that kind of movie anyway, or at least for that world at the time.
I agree.
So I think in hindsight, they made a really smart move with that. And, the twist, every time I see it, it gets funnier and funnier seeing him just like, just as,
every
as
time
Trevor.
he falls asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I watch that scene, it makes me laugh. Just
also like Tony's character interactions with like normal people, like him actually, being down to earth, like literally.
Yeah.
Because he's usually just with like rich people.
Yeah, just rich people and superheroes. You never really get to see him.
And it makes him, confront with the people he's supposed to be, saving.
Mm-hmm.
Like the little kid, the super fan of Iron Man that has his face tattooed to his arm.
Yeah, the guy with like he modeled his facial hair.
Yes. And he says he got it off a model of a doll.
Yeah.
That he made of him.
Yeah, it's stuff like that like has some really great character moments for Tony, and really makes you like the guy like that much more. And
plus, it's one of the only superhero movies that deals with PTSD. I mean, like he almost died in space, so it's pretty obvious he'd have some problems with that.
Not to mention, like he fought aliens.
Yeah.
So,
he's just a man in a can.
That's true, but yeah, still a really good movie, and it's becoming a tradition of mine. And as for this and Shazam, where it's just like I've watched this every year for Christmas, and
same.
But yeah, highly recommend it, and give it a watch. So I guess like is there a standout moment that like is your favorite in the whole movie?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think one of the cooler moments in the movie is when the Mark 42 suit goes to Pepper when his Malibu house is under attack, and she becomes Iron Man for a few minutes.
Mhm.
That was awesome. I remember watching that and I went, that was fucking cool, man. I love it when he stops or he saves all the people. Do you remember that part?
From the plane crash, like the
from the plane
okay,
crash.
Yeah.
Yep. It shows the humility of Iron Man and how he's not always all about himself and his money, which rears its head in the first two movies as well. But, you know, it's always overshadowed by him being, you know, a rich billionaire and everything.
Mhm.
But obviously, as movies go on, Tony becomes more human and so forth, you know, each film. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of another movie. I haven't watched this movie in like a year and a half, so I'm trying to remember.
Mhm.
But AJ, while I'm thinking, why don't you go? Or Marvel, one of you.
Okay, one. The dance scene in the Malibu Mansion, where he's like assembling the Iron Man suit to Christmas music.
Mhm.
I love that because it's just hilarious. Two, like when he's just like wandering in the snow and he has like a poncho on.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
it just feels like, you know, human moments with Tony, where he actually has to survive with just his wits and will, and no technology.
Mhm.
but see, that's one of the great things about that movie is, to me, it goes back to the very first movie, because that's exactly what he had to do in the cave.
Yeah.
When he was captured.
Mhm.
So it's like how things have turned. Now he's like he's in civilization, but he has to kind of get out of his comfort zone of being in that suit.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Plus, at the end, he actually learns something. Because I feel like in the other Iron Man movies, he doesn't really learn anything.
I mean, yeah, Iron Man 2 especially, like he learns absolutely nothing from that movie. Iron Man 1, I mean, he kind of does, like
he kind of learns something, but it doesn't really feel like he's changed that much. He's just not a warmonger or something.
I think the Avengers movies are more Iron Man's kind of redemption story than the actual Iron Man movies are, in a sense.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
that's how it feels.
Iron Man 3 is the only one that actually focuses on him, becoming a better person.
I feel like Avengers 1 through Endgame is literally like 4 extra Iron Man movies. Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that. Like, it's not even an Avengers movie anymore. It's just another Iron Man movie. Fuck it.
It's basically just about Iron Man and Captain America.
Well, I don't really blame them though, because really the whole point of this whole first half of the MCU, or not even half, it's probably the first 25%. It feels like the MCU could go on forever because it's a cinematic universe. They can literally do whatever they want with it. Yeah. But it feels like this first portion of it was strictly Iron Man's story of getting the Avengers together and finding himself, and then ending up dying for everyone. Mm-hmm. And now the second half, I don't know what is, and towards the end of the MCU, the first half that I'm talking about, it was a lot more of like bringing Spider-Man into the role of like being a leader.
Will that happen?
Which I'm all for, because Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero. So I'm all for that.
I love Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't everybody love Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No, and I'm angry at the people who don't. They don't deserve decency.
Do they have hearts of ice? I mean,
yeah, really.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was my first hero, and
I mean, Batman and Spider-Man have always been my favorites.
Me too. Like those are the two standouts. And,
yeah, me too.
I mean, I think they're the two most popular.
They are. It's very rare that the two most popular of anything turn out being the greatest, because sometimes the two most popular, like, they end up losing their spark after a while because it's overrated or whatever. But like for some reason, Spider-Man survived since 1963 and Batman's been surviving since 1939, and they're not going anywhere.
And Bob Kane did not make Batman. So
No, he did not.
No.
That was
so
Bill Finger.
shut up. Bill Finger made him, and only Bill Finger. So get out of here. Whoever thinks so, because
Yeah,
you're wrong.
Okay, so moving on to I guess our next part of the Iron Man 3 discussion. Is there any moments from the movie that stand out for you guys that isn't really that good? So how about we start with Swifty here?
Oh God. I would say some of the moments with the what the hell is it? Like the genetically modified people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but like not all of the scenes. Like just kind of the scenes where they're just kind of walking around searching for Iron Man. I'm like, dude, like, come on now. I want to see him battle.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it. I mean, I don't have that much to say about bad stuff because I really like the movie. I'm sure a few years ago I probably would have went, well, the whole thing's like slow and it's like blah, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I enjoy it. So I don't have too much to say.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Ultra?
No, I hate to break it to you, but there's no bad moments. So I just got to tell you,
By the way, guys,
it's
for all of
perfect.
you
It's
watching-
perfect cinema.
For all of you watching, AJ basically tells us the exact thing he's going to say before the camera starts rolling. He's like, I'd hate to break it to you guys, but like Batman Arkham Knight was a bad game. And then we'll roll the cameras and we'll be like, so what do you think of Arkham Knight? I'd hate to break it to you guys, but Arkham Knight was a bad game.
Also, I have to add to, I have to address film Twitter directly.
Okay.
Iron Man 3 is the greatest film of all time. And it overcomes Citizen Kane, The Godfather,
Oh,
what have
no.
you. And
You can-
and
you can-
if a certain Joseph on Twitter is watching, it overcomes Paddington. So in 2001 Space Odyssey.
You can say maybe Kane, maybe Citizen Kane, but The Godfather, no.
Just kidding. I can't do Al Pacino like that.
Thank you. All right. So what do you
Because
think?
Al Pacino is literally a film god. So
What'd you say about Martin Scorsese?
He just said, "Eat it, Scorsese."
I would never say that, Martin.
Oh my god!
I want to be your friend.
No, but Marvel is the most daring out of all three of us, so he is able to say that.
It's true.
Just be like, suck it. Like, just suck it, Scorsese. Get out of here.
That's probably what he was saying when Scorsese was saying the Marvel movies were bad.
Actually, no. I at first I was saying "fuck you, Bill Maher," and then,
Dude, Bill Maher. I gotta say though, Bill Maher is a fucking dick when it comes to superhero movies. Like, get out of here, Bill Maher. Like, nobody cares what you have to say about superhero movies. Come on, stick in your lane, bro.
Actually, it's funny that I bring up Bill Maher because I just remembered that he's actually in Iron Man 3.
Oh my God, you're right.
Who was he in Iron Man
That's
3?
such irony, isn't
it was just a quick clip, like right near the, like when they were talking about the Iron Patriot, they just show a clip of him giving his thoughts on him. Like,
Oh, the Iron Patriot suit was so bad.
What? What are you talking about, bro? That suit's freaking awesome.
I agree with Tony on this one. You know.
You know what? You're
I'm
an
Iron
Iron
Patriot.
Man.
I'm the Iron Patriot. It's
All
really
right, well,
really goofy.
you know
What
what?
do you think, Marvel? Let's. What do you hate about this movie? This horrible film.
This the worst film.
If you say that one more time, Swifty, I have a particular set of skills.
Oh my God.
Skills I've acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for men like you.
Marvel.
If you don't stop saying bad things about Iron Man 3, I will find you. And I will kill you.
Sweetie, I've just learned to let him roll with this because he basically says this at the end of every podcast we've done. So.
I do.
Literally, I'll tell everyone, he's like, hey, check out Ultra's channel. He's like, do it now or I'll hunt you. It's just like, okay. There goes your subscriber base, but
Don't worry, I have more subscribers than this channel.
it's true.
We'll have to find them and threaten to kill them in order to get them.
It makes me so upset when you say true.
I just got it from my Steve Orlando video.
Okay.
Got like at least 15 subscribers.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to things I don't like about this movie, for one, Bill Maher.
But is there anything bad about the movie? It's just bad about Bill Maher.
This whole episode shouldn't even be called Christmas Special. It should be called "We Fucking Hate Bill Maher."
Yes.
No, you know what? That'll be next week's podcast. I'm gonna take a clip from this. I'm gonna take a clip out of this one and then put it into the week after, like put it in that podcast and then call it an episode. But no, actual problems I have. I mean, like I said before, I was like, I'm not really a fan of the bad guys. Like, when it comes to Alexander Pierce, like he's fine, but he's just not really intimidating.
It's not Alexander Pierce. It's Guy Pierce.
Who gives a shit?
Brings a mic close.
Wow, Alexander Pierce is the bad guy from Winter Soldier. So
it's true. Yeah, right. Whatever. It's fucking Pierce. I mean, not just him, but also like the other, like the other extremists.
The bald guy.
The lackeys, yeah.
The bald guy.
It's like they're just bags with superpowers. So
yeah.
So basically, any supervillain.
Don't even get me started. If you've read The Killing Joke, you know that's not true.
Taking it from him, though, he probably just watched like the animated movie.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I saw the animated one. I'm gonna judge it on everything. It's like
if you say that one more time, I will find you.
Oh my!
And I will kill you.
So,
I'm muting myself until we move to the next.
That's an injustice, Marvel.
All right, he's gone. He's gone.
Just had to
oh no,
that.
he's back. He's back.
Okay. Okay. Besides the bad guys, the little kid character, like, I just didn't really care about him that much.
Marvel, look at the chat.
Oh my God.
I didn't either. I actually didn't really care for him much. I think that he stood for something bigger than what his role was in the movie. Wait, what the? I don't even know what the chat is. So because
I think I only sent it to Marvel.
God damn it.
Yeah, you did. He only sent it to you. Okay, good riddance.
Okay, never mind. We don't have to.
No, we don't.
But yeah, that kid.
Because then people in the comments will be like, "Oh, what did he say?"
You know what? When this goes up, he probably will put that in my comment section anyway. So.
He'll probably post it on Twitter. Be like, "You guys, you wanted to know?" No, but yeah, he the kid stood for, to me, a bigger purpose than what he played in the movie. His was more for Tony rather than for us caring about him, really. I think. Like I mean, I care about his situation in the movie, like, but he's not like somebody. He's kind of neutral for me. Like, I don't not like him, and I don't like him.
Like they have some good back and forth, like in a couple.
Yeah.
But like as a character, like I could care less about him. Like they could have cut him out of the movie, and it would have like impacted basically nothing.
Marvel,
So,
his dad went for milk and never came back.
Who cares? Don't be a pussy. So, but yeah, that's basically it for Iron Man 3. Like it's just my.
I must say I can't wait till we get to the next movie. I think I know what it is, because
I already know.
I have
what
a lot
it is.
to say on this film.
I do too.
But let's.
It's obviously that superhero movie with Will Smith. What's it called?
Right. Our next film we're talking about is the most beloved Christmas movie, superhero Christmas movie, Hancock,
Yes.
No, we're talking about Batman.
I love it how he says the most beloved Christmas movie.
Actually, I think the most beloved Christmas movie is Superman 3.
That is not even close.
Wait, wait.
Brother in the background.
Supergirl.
So
I
talking
think we
about
should
Batman
move on to the real
Returns. Yeah, Batman Returns, like, it's pretty good. I like it. It's not my like.
You're
it's
in
definitely,
you're in
like,
for a world of hurt.
oh man, it's definitely like it's not my favorite Batman movie, but I love watching it every year.
You're gonna be murdered
as part of Christmas. But yeah, it is one of those films. Like, it has a lot of issues, but I can still like look past those and enjoy it for what it is, which is basically Tim Burton going fucking nuts and doing whatever he wants in a Batman movie.
Which is
even more so than with
nuts.
Batman.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Which is,
I'm not gonna lie, he did. That's so true. He went fucking crazy.
I mean, Penguin bit off someone's nose.
Well, he bit it. He didn't bite it off.
Well, he bit it open at least.
Dude, he put rocket launchers on Penguin.
Yeah.
And they just waddled around Gotham.
Can I comment now on Batman Returns here?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
So, regarding the Penguins with rocket launchers, I do think it's totally outlandish and crazy.
It's rad though.
I will say, it's very accurate to something the Penguin would do in the comics. I must say.
He does it. He does it in the show, I think.
He's a stupid son of a bitch, but he does that shit. But like, okay, I will say, I prefer Batman Returns over Batman 89. But I also will say this. I prefer Batman Returns over Batman and Robin, which is the greatest superhero movie ever made. So,
yes,
like George Clooney, Batman, like
perfect.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, Batman Returns, I fucking love that movie. I would say, yeah, there is major issues with it. I would agree with that. Batman's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest issue. He's a fucking nutcase, man. But I love the stuff with Selena and Bruce, because it reminds me of the animated series of how she doesn't actually know he's Batman. And I kind of feel like the ending to both Tim Burton movies blew. Like, Joker should have never been killed because it ruined a potential of future movies. And then the second movie, he should have never revealed himself to Selena. And like, what was the guy's name? Shrek?
Max Shrek.
Was that it? Max Shrek, yeah. He was just beyond a freaking... He shouldn't have even been in the movie. It should have literally been Penguin and Catwoman as the main villains. Like,
he's so fucking forgettable, and it's even more strange considering it's Christopher Walken playing him.
Yeah, I mean, his character is basically Christopher Walken.
It is. It's like, it's not Max Shrek. It's Walken. But like, to me, when I watch this movie, I can't complain about it too much because I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, this is how the early 90s was, man. This is like just getting out of the 1980s. Mm-hmm. Like, this is how movies were. And like, I mean, it's a hit or miss, I guess. But and the same with all these movies. It's all personal preference, like what you prefer. Mm-hmm. I love the atmosphere in this movie in Batman Returns. I love it. It makes me feel like the comic books. But Batman's crazy. He kills a guy with a smirk on his face and throws him in a sewer grate with a bomb.
Yeah.
He burns the guy. He burns the guy.
He just smiles. He just smirks.
He goes out of the way to turn his Batmobile the other way around to burn him with his exhaust. Mm-hmm. Like, that's crazy.
It's just, he's basically a serial killer.
The part where Danny DeVito's like eating a piece of salmon, raw salmon, is so weird. It was disgusting.
Also when Penguin was like totally flirting with Catwoman.
Oh, that was his like. She was that stuff about pussy. Like
It was just so
you,
creepy.
you should play Penguin in the reboot of the animated series, Marvel. But yeah, it's Max Shrek is forgettable. I agree. But yeah, I still, despite some issues with this movie, I love this movie. Like, it's one of my favorite comic book movies ever because of how outlandish it is, and because in Batman movies, especially, I like more of the atmosphere aspect of the films because I'm such a huge Batman comic fan more than anything. That's something that the Dark Knight movies, for me, captured more in Batman Begins, in my opinion, than all the
Yeah,
other ones.
I
And that's why I love that movie.
I don't think the Nolan movies really capture the atmosphere of Gotham as much as the Burton movies.
Well, not
No,
yeah,
but
not Dark Knight and onward. Like Batman Begins, like it
Like Dark Knight is basically just a crime movie.
I love that. I
Yeah,
loved it. It took it in that
I
direction.
love Dark Knight.
But
Don't
like
get me wrong.
even with Batman versus Superman, they were trying a bit too. There's a difference between making it like the comics and trying too hard to make it like the comics, because then you overdo it. And Batman versus Superman was just like, I can't. Zack Snyder's a fucking retard when it comes to writing Batman. He wrote him as the same. It's basically the same Batman from the Burton movies, just not as psychotic.
Swifte,
He's
that's
still
gonna
a
be
murderer, though.
that's
He's still a
gonna
mass
be on
murderer.
your tombstone.
It would. You know what? Despite how much I love Ben Affleck as Batman, Zack Snyder royally screwed him in the butt with that
In
writing.
the butt?
Yeah,
That's
With
an
that-
odd
with
that's
that-
an odd
with that-
picture.
that
That's
writing.
an odd
was
picture.
like- when I first saw BVS, I was like, "This is the greatest superhero ever. This is the greatest superhero movie ever made." And like, I rewatch it, and I'm like, I still love this movie incredibly, like a lot. But Batman was written like a wet shoe in like a frozen lake. Like it's like dilapidated, and like the stuff where he's not killing is really great.
I mean, like Ben Affleck's. I think Ben Affleck's the best Bruce Wayne, but besides
Yeah, me too.
that,
I agree.
Besides that, he's a madman.
But yeah, but what do you got? What after my long rant on like loving Batman Returns, but also like not liking it? What do you guys think?
For
We
me,
went-
it's like Batman Returns. I think is an amazing film, like just a film, but not so great Batman movie. That's how it is for me with the Burton films. They're so close to being amazing Batman films, and they're already amazing films themselves, like artistically, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing about Burton
But-
movies is, to me, they. Oh no, you finished. Sorry.
but they miss a lot of the key qualities of Batman. Like
Yeah.
he kills people like a madman.
Yeah, it's. I can't believe that even Christopher Nolan, every like esteemed writer who has ever written Batman, has screwed it up in that aspect. Like, come on, don't you dare tell me that Christian Bale was not responsible for Ra's al Ghul's death. You will not make me think otherwise.
Also, I still think in the Dark Knight when he pushed over Two-Face, he still could have grappled. Just saying.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that shit. He fucking murdered Two-Face.
I mean, he ran into him and he fell off the ledge or whatever.
See, that one I actually understand that one.
That makes
morally.
sense. That makes sense within the flow of the story. But I'm just saying.
But like, I just mean in reality, since he was trying to make a more grounded reality version, I actually think morally that what happened to Two-Face was actually the best possible outcome.
Yeah, that was the best
could've
possible outcome with Batman.
But yeah, I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I'm gonna keep rambling on. So, Marvel.
Yes. Batman Returns. Yeah, Batman Returns. I love it. Like I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite comic book movies, but it is a favorite Christmas movie of mine. I watch it every year. It's been a tradition for a long time, and I mean, yeah, we basically talked about all the pros and cons. Like, Selena Kyle is undoubtedly the best thing about this movie, like bar none.
Yeah.
Um, Danny DeVito,
And
he does a really good job, but I
I think
really
he's a
don't
great
like.
penguin.
Yeah, I mean, he does a great job, but I really don't like this interpretation of the Penguin. And it's
I
just
like it, but he's just too like he's a little bit too weird.
I
Like
did.
Penguin's not supposed to be that weird.
I
no.
did like the idea of having him as like an outcast, though.
Yeah, that was cool, but like he was just like, I want to find my parents. I like it's so not Penguin. Like
Well,
that part was okay,
was
but
it-
like when he just went over the top like crazy ass mofo mode.
But
Like-
wasn't that basically just a ruse to get elected as the mayor?
Well, not completely. No, it wasn't completely. Later on, it was like used as that, but in the beginning, he was trying to find his parents. But one thing I will say, a pro about Batman Returns is the costume is so good.
Like when
it's my
when he
favorite out of
peels
the
off his
original
mask,
four.
it just looks so cool. I mean, it's such a small thing, but when he peels off the mask,
Yeah, but it
looks
just shows
cool.
how not armored that mask is. Like you
Yeah.
can get shot in the face and like just completely be rubberized. But no, that suit is to me like I think next to the Dark Knight suit, it for me anyway, it goes hand in hand with like how good the suits are. I
Yeah.
love the Return suit more than the 89 suit.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement over the 89 suit. Because if you look at the 89 suit, like it has like it's a good design for it, but it was just like there's a lot of stuff about it that like close when you look really close at it, it's like just really weird. Like
The mask was weird. If
yeah,
you
the
look back,
fact
like
that
it's open cheeks.
yeah, the mask is like way too big for him. So you can see like the gaps in between his cheeks.
I do think it's funny how with all the Burton and Schumacher Batman, like their lips are always like pushed out when they're wearing
Oh,
the
yeah,
mask. Like
Well,
they're
actually, Michael Keaton's looked awesome, but like the other ones,
Like
Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer looks cool too. No, I think his looks cool. I don't
No,
think the movie was that cool, but
they
he
they
looks
all
cool.
they all look pretty cool, but I just think their expression looks really funny.
mhm.
But
What
yeah, that
always weirded me out about the Burton and Schumacher era is how like the cowls like look so closely to the actor.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So I mean, if you really like, if you were just an average citizen of Gotham and you took a really good look at Batman, it's like, well, that's definitely Bruce Wayne.
I still don't know how people haven't figured it out yet. Somehow, like, how do you not know this guy? The voice is a big giveaway.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. But yeah, like Catwoman's great. Penguin, like I like the performance, but I just don't like the interpretation. Batman is like basically non-existent in the movie.
He's also like the least compassionate human being ever.
He's not even a human being anymore. He's
I
just,
like the.
like,
I
a
would
thing.
say I like the Bruce Wayne stuff more than the
Yeah.
actual Batman stuff.
I mean, he's nice to Selena, but he doesn't
Well,
try
that's
to.
why I like it.
He doesn't try to reach Oswald at all.
That's one thing I think this movie did better than The Dark Knight Rises is the how comic book accurate the characterization of Selena and Bruce was.
Oh yes,
how they play off each other.
Selena was 1,000 times better in Batman.
Well, yeah,
Returns than
I agree
Rises.
with Marvel in the sense of she was the best part about this movie, and in my opinion, probably one of the best parts about the Burton verse.
Yeah.
She was great. Michelle Pfeiffer was amazing. She is always going to be the whatever the fuck it's called.
the definitive.
Definitive.
Yeah. I
And
think it
Zoe
would be.
Kravitz looks great, but like
I think it would be pretty cool if she came back in Flash.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I
Michelle
would actually
Pfeiffer.
be interested to see that.
Because remember in Crisis, there was the newspaper that said Selena and Bruce were married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that because I
mean-
didn't give a shit about that.
I mean,
It was really bad. Besides that,
that it wasn't even in the episode itself, but like I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was just a picture.
Yeah, but that would be pretty interesting since like since the Burton movies, they just kind of left it on a cliffhanger. So that'd be pretty interesting to revisit by the time Flash comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we got a miniseries though.
Yeah.
We probably won't, but that would be cool. Miniseries are always cool if they're good, I think.
Well, like,
Which is not very often. That's with any TV show. What am I thinking? But I guess do you think that's it? I guess we've gone over everything.
I was just gonna mention a couple other things. Like,
No, go ahead.
Max Shrek is the worst character in this entire film. Even though it's Christopher Walken, and literally every Christopher Walken movie is him like going batshit insane.
Yeah. Did you ever see that cat, the one where he turns into a cat?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It was like 9 lives, I think.
I don't know. I never saw it.
It was hilariously bad.
Yeah, but I still think like the worst offender of this movie is Batman himself, because like he's not really Batman. Like,
he's kind of a non-entity. He's just there.
Like, yeah, like there's just no character whatsoever. I mean, besides like the interactions between him and Selena, but like when he's in costume, there's basically nothing there. But
yeah, I agree.
I mean, Batman's supposed to be one of the most compassionate superheroes, but he's not at all in the Burton movies. He's just like he's a sociopath.
You die and you die.
Yeah, really.
He just smiles whenever he kills someone.
I feel like this is like the Flashpoint Batman, not the Bruce Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Like when he wants to kill Joker, he just says, "I want to kill you," and then he punches him into a bell.
You murdered my parents.
Yeah, like he's gonna remember that.
I made you, you made me. Potato.
He's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
One thing that's hilarious still to this day, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
and then he punches him.
He beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, I still think when it comes to the Burtonverse, like Jack Nicholson's Joker and Selena Kyle Catwoman are still the best things about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Besides like the music and the atmosphere and all that stuff, but
the music's great. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah,
I love I still prefer the '89 soundtrack, but like the Return soundtrack is still really good in its own way.
It feels kind of eerie Shakespearean music, like a tragedy.
Yeah,
definitely. But I think that's pretty much it for Batman Returns and this podcast in general. Unless
and this podcast.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're over? We're over?
I think so.
We're done for?
I was gonna ask you, what are you guys doing for Christmas? What are your plans? If any, maybe you don't have any. I don't know. I don't really have any.
Well,
I might. You and I talked about it, doing like an Arkham Origins stream.
That's true. But do you have Arkham Origins?
I think my friend is getting it for me.
Oh, nice. Well, we'll have to do it eventually. I mean, it might not be on Christmas, but hopefully we can do it like before December ends.
Yeah. Plus I'm getting somebody some gifts too.
Nice.
I think.
What about you, Marvel?
I think for me, like, we're gonna wake up and open a few gifts. Not all of them, since we're saving them for when my sister gets out of quarantine. So we'll open everything then. But
does she have COVID-19?
No, she's.
Oh, okay.
She just went for a test and they told her to quarantine for like a few weeks. So.
Oh, I got you.
But until then, I mean, besides that, like I have these videos coming out along with on Christmas Eve my Arkham Origins review. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, I'm actually looking forward to that.
I've never even played Arkham Origins.
I think that's crazy. But
get out of here.
Yeah, leave. My plans are actually shot because one of my family members in my house has COVID. So I have to we can't go over to anyone's house. And I just got tested. I told you guys I got tested this weekend for COVID. My results are still not back.
Mhm.
So I haven't really been feeling well, but I don't know if it's COVID. I'm hoping not. But
Mhm.
if it is, I'll have to make the best of it. But gives me time to chillax and watch Batman Returns.
Yeah, I mean, I was sick for a whole week.
I'm surprised it wasn't COVID, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Faking being sick.
But
And I got to lay on the couch and watch Chuck for 7 days.
Nice. But yeah, my plans are just lay around home, and if I got a bunch of gifts for other people, so
Yeah, I did too.
have them open stuff, and maybe if somebody was kind enough to get me something,
Hey,
maybe I'll open it.
you best watch out, Swifty. You might get something from Santa.
Oh,
Cough.
wow.
Cough, cough.
Tim Allen's coming over my house this year.
Oh God. So on that downer of a note, we're gonna end the podcast. I just want to thank my crew here for coming along and talking about some Christmas movies and having a jolly old time. So
Jolly old time.
be sure to subscribe to their channels and also follow them on Twitter and wherever else they are. And
I'm everywhere, like Santa.
I'm sorry.
It's like in your house and
I can see you when you're sleeping and see you when you're awake.
well, that just creeped everybody out. So
And knowing you're bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
yeah.
You better not cry.
I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, in the comments down below, tell us what you think of these movies, and also tell us what you think of this new format. Or
Also,
the format
what's
for
the
this.
meaning of Christmas?
Yeah, just do that. Do you like the on-camera stuff? Should
Yeah.
we keep
Do you
doing
like
that?
my
Should we-
face?
Yeah, should we not do that?
Do you hate our faces?
Well, do you hate his specific?
And my bat symbol is sufficient because
That is your face.
yeah, that's my face. The Swfte is my literal
Yeah.
face. That logo. I think I should switch it to my Twitter logo too, the Christmassy one.
We should have a mask made for you that's literally just your
Yes.
That's pretty sick. So I guess that's it.
logo. Yeah,
That's
I
it.
guess.
Until next week, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow me on everything such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
And have a Merry Christmas.
Yes. Have a happy holidays from all of us.
Happy Hanukkah
Yeah.
for our Jewish friends out there.
Yeah, from all of us. Happy holidays. Stay safe. And
Happy
take care of
birthday.
yourselves.
Yeah, happy birthday.
See y'all.
See ya.
everybody.